And welcome everyone to the 515 Real to Real podcast, where we discuss film, television, and all things related to the industry. My name is Bruce, and
I'm your man, JT.
And we're glad to have you guys with us here today, man. And we're looking forward to what we got. We got some great things coming up. We'll be talking to writer, director, producer, podcaster, Derek Jennings. Will be with us later. We'll also be talking to filmmaker Ashley Causey, who is our indie filmmaker of the week. And then we have a lot of great things coming up today, man. Johnny, why don't you tell them a little bit about what we got going on today?
Yeah, man. We're going to hit you off again with our trivia question of the day. So hopefully, Bruce, you can answer this one because you had a little problem with the last one.
I don't think I had a problem. I think I got the last one.
Did you get it right?
I got the last. I got off the first.
Well, no, because you were trying to overcomplicate my question. You're trying to overcomplicate my question.
It was multiple choice. It could have been multiple choice.
It wasn't multiple choice. My question was not multiple choice, but I'll give it to you. You got it. Well, we'll see what you do with today's multiple choice question. Man, we may even talk about some of our favorite comedies from back in the 80s and the 90s. We may talk about that a little bit. Like you did say, we got Ashley Causey on today, a great friend, great filmmaker. Derek Jennings, man, an amazing guy. Can't wait to talk to him today.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. And
also for our main topic, we'll be talking about the biggest films of July, what films we think will be the standouts, and the money makers for this season, man.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I want to see how we talk about these films, what you're looking for, what I'm looking for, because July is power-packed.
It's
power-packed with films, man. Yeah. So I can't wait to talk about that. So, man, let's get ready for round 2.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So off the top, we'll be talking a little bit of entertainment news. So what do we have off the top, Johnny?
Well, I know you went to see The Ballerina.
I did, man. I actually enjoyed the film. I don't think it's done that well at the box office so far. Even though it's part of the John Wick world or universe, whatever you want to call it. But I got a lot of enjoyment out of the film. It really fits in with the whole theme and style of John Wick. I think it and no spoiler here, but I think it takes place between like John Wick 3 and 4. I want to say it is, but it's like the way they incorporated kind of where he was during that time into the film. I thought it was it really connected things. But great action film. Anna de Armas, that's her name?
Yes, that's her
name. I think she did an excellent job. She was great in the film, and I enjoyed it.
I haven't seen it yet, but that is a project that I want to go see. I've been busy. I've been busy doing some writing. I've been writing, but that's definitely one project that I want to go see. So don't give too much about it.
I won't give too much about it.
I want to go see that one as well.
Yeah, another film I got a chance to check out as well during the same time. Parents, families, like if you want to take your kids to go see a film, Lilo and Stitch, I can't recommend it enough. It's a great film. There are a few differences between it and the original cartoon, but it was like really well done. And one of the biggest films of the year so far. I'm sorry, scratch that. Not just one of the biggest, but the biggest film of the year. Just hit $1 billion just this week. So, it's very well deserved. But, really enjoyed the film.
And that's what's up. So, you said you saw 2 films in one day. You just took a day and just decided to go to the movies and...
Yeah, it's almost like I got stranded at the movies.
Stranded?
Almost like I got stranded at the movies and I was just fighting for my life. But nah, it was cool. It was like a day I had planned to go see a film, but I ended up seeing 2.
Okay.
And it was interesting.
You didn't do like we used to do when we were younger, teenagers, go to a movie, pay to watch it, and then when that movie's over, just decide to sneak on into another theater and watch another movie.
Nah, man. I got the A-list, so I just use my A-list and, because I can go see up to I think 5 films per week. So
that's what's up.
I just use my A-list and, I go in and watch a film, man.
It was
great, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going to the theater to watch films, man.
Man, so I'm glad you got a day off, man, because you stay busy, bro. So I'm glad you got a day off.
I do, man. It was good, man.
Yeah.
It's always good to enjoy your time.
That's right.
So a few off the tops. One of the things that I've recently seen, The Last Dragon,
Man.
a movie that you and I talk about quite a bit.
Man.
After 40 years, man, it didn't seem like 40 years.
40
man.
years, brother.
40 years.
Our age too.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But 40 years since the anniversary of The Last Dragon was released. They will be bringing it back out in theaters this year.
Yes.
Later this year, The Last Dragon will make its way back to theaters, man.
And
so you get a chance to go see Bruce Leroy and get the glow and all that good stuff, man. Show enough.
Show enough, boy. I'm telling you, who's the master?
Who's the master, man?
Show enough is the master.
I am.
Shogun.
The Shogun of Harlem. Kiss the Converse.
That's right, man. Kiss the Converse. Can you imagine kissing something, man? Kissing somebody's Converse, man. But that was a great movie, man.
Yep.
And what was the young lady's name that ran the dance club?
Vanity.
Vanity, right?
Vanity. What was her name? Charles? What was her name? I can't remember what her name was.
Vanity was her stage name.
Vanity was her, stage name. Denise Matthews,
performer,
rest in peace.
As a performer, man. So beautiful woman, man.
I used to have such a huge crush on her, man. Like
I even had a Vanity poster. I had one. I can't lie to you. I had one, man.
Not mad at that at all,
man. But Bruce Leroy, bro.
Bruce Leroy Green. Another off the top. Normally we don't talk about rumors and all that kind of stuff unless it's been, reported by Deadline or Entertainment Weekly and all the major trades.
Yeah.
But recently, Damson Idris of Snowfall fame was asked, I think it was on an interview he did with Good Morning America.
I saw it.
While out promoting F1.
Yeah.
Was asked about if he's had any contact with Marvel about the Black Panther role of him potentially being the new T'Challa.
Yeah.
And he basically said,
yes,
no.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
Okay.
So we don't know.
We don't know.
Could he be the new T'Challa or Black Panther, or what do you see? What do you think?
Him being the Black Panther would be amazing. I'm telling you, it would be amazing. Yeah. I mean, to have someone bring back that character and the caliber of actor that he is, I think Chadwick Boseman would say thumbs up.
Yeah.
He would give his blessing if he could to him coming in and being the new Black Panther.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, when you say Black Panther, do you mean, because at the end of Wakanda Forever, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it by now.
If you haven't seen it by now, don't say it.
It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
But T'Challa Jr.
T'Challa Jr.
I think his name was Toussaint, but basically it was T'Challa Jr.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it's going to be him as a grown-up, or do you think it's actually going to be T'Challa that they bring back?
Well, that is a great question, because if it's Toussaint grown up, then they would have to move the storyline pretty fast,
right,
to get it to that point. But
they have this whole multiverse thing going on right now, so it could be
it could be him in a different universe. But that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it in that light, it being his son. I was just thinking about reprising that role that of Chadwick, bringing back that Black Panther, but to bring in his son as the new Black Panther and him playing Toussaint, that would be a storyline I'm definitely ready to see.
I mean, I'll be honest, like I really hope it's T'Challa. Like I hope it's the Chadwick Boseman T'Challa. And the reason I'll tell you why, because I think, it's hard to replace someone like Chadwick Boseman.
It's hard.
It's very hard to replace him.
Hard.
But if you are getting an actor like Damson Idris, that's not a bad deal.
No,
whatsoever.
Not at all.
Amazing actor.
Amazing.
But I think T'Challa is such an important character within the Marvel lore. It's hard to lose a character like that. I think he's just such a very important character.
Yeah.
I think they really should bring him back.
Oh,
and to carry on from like what Chadwick Boseman wasn't able to do. Like carry it on for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just my
that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And You know how many times I've sat in my car and pretend I was doing that scene from Snowfall?
Man. Oh, man.
You know how
Same
many
here.
times, man?
It seemed like I might have had to have that conversation a few times.
That's right. So, I'm preparing myself, just sitting there and going over the lines, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was man. And then tell myself to drive, man, come on.
You lose every time. You lose
right.
when you get the,
See that? You bring them acting
See,
songs
I'm
back
about
out.
to,
You bringing them
can't
acting
do
songs
it.
back
Can't do
out.
it. That's enough. That's enough for right now.
Okay.
That's enough
What
for
else you
right
got?
now. Those were two of the main things that I had off the top.
Okay.
But there's a lot that's been going on. We'll be talking about the biggest films of July. There's a lot of releases coming out in July. We'll be talking about, the films that we think are going to be like the big hits. We'll give our predictions and, we'll just kind of go from there, man. So
That's what's up, man.
What do we have up next, man?
Well, I'm going to give you our trivia question of the day.
Okay.
I'm going to give you our trivia question of the day.
Okay.
And I did you a favor this time.
Uh-oh.
I made it multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Okay.
Yeah, because
I got cheated last time. I know
know.
I got cheated last time because it could have been a number of different directors.
Could have been, but I had one director in mind. I don't know how many times I have to say that on camera or off camera. I had one director in mind. So it didn't matter who those other directors could have been.
I got you.
It was the one that I had in mind.
Okay.
That one answer that was on my paper,
Okay.
that was the correct one.
But the answer applied to a number of different
It
directors.
did, but the answer that was on the paper was the answer you needed to give.
Alright.
And anybody watching, that was the answer that they needed to give.
Alright.
I didn't need any other answers.
Yeah.
But this time, so we don't have that confusion,
Multiple choice.
it's a multiple choice.
I'm with it then. Let's go.
right.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Let's do it. What you got?
Like, give me a break.
I got you.
You have to
I
say.
got you.
You have to say what you got in a second.
It's all good. It's all good. As you guys can see, this is live.
This is live.
Marshall Pope. This is live.
Marshall Pope.
This
Marshall
is live.
Pope.
I was there in the studio when that happened.
I know you were. We've had that conversation before. Because I know it wasn't you.
It was not me.
But who put the video out, man?
I don't know who put the video. Oh, yeah, it went viral.
It went, yeah.
Because I think it ended up being on Tosh.0, but I don't know how it went viral.
Man.
I really don't. I don't know
crazy.
how it went viral, but
Marshall
yeah,
Pope.
it ended up being on Tosh.0, man.
Man,
which is
Marshall Pope.
hilarious, man. And it's crazy. I was scrolling, online the other day through social media, whatever, and that clip popped up again.
Again.
And I'm like, man, it's been 12 years since that happened? Almost 11 years, something like that. It's crazy, man. It will not go away. But yeah, shout out to Marshall Pope, man.
Marshall Pope. Okay, so here is my trivia question for today.
Okay, what you got?
Before Black Panther, what was the highest grossing film led by a black director?
Okay.
I'm going to repeat the question, then I'm going to give you the multiple choice answers.
All right, I got you.
So, before Black Panther, what was the highest grossing film led by a black director?
Okay.
Was it Straight Outta Compton?
Okay.
Was it The Help? Was it The Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer? Or was it Malcolm X? Yeah, don't answer me right now.
Okay.
Don't answer me right now. Hold on to it. Later on in the show, we're going to let our audience try to figure it out as well.
Okay.
So if you think you know it, send us an email. The links and everything are on the screen right now. Hit us up on our social media platforms. They're right there. Where Bruce just pointed, they're right there. So hit us up if you think you know the answer. So one more time. Before Black Panther, what was the highest grossing film led by a black director? Okay. Was it Straight Outta Compton, The Help, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, or Malcolm X?
Got it.
All right.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this.
All right, man. We'll let our audience try to see if they can figure it out, and we'll come back a little bit later on in the show and see what answers y'all come up with.
Man, super excited about this next segment on the 515 Real to Real podcast, man. We have our great friend, filmmaker, Ashley Causey with us.
That's right. What's up, Ash?
Hi, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
You
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to stay cool in all of this heat wave that has begun, and I fear won't end for a while. But
Man, good
trying to
luck with
stay
that.
cool from that. But
That's right.
Look, if you figure out the solution, please let me know.
That's right.
Just for our listener audience, man, can you just tell us like how you got your start in filmmaking?
yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me. Well, I mean, it's a good thing that you guys are the one that are asking me this because I do credit you, Bruce and Johnny, for helping me get my start. I always had an interest in filmmaking, from a young age, but kind of the practical side of myself, I was like, no, that I'll never make money doing that, so let me find something practical to do. And went to college for social work and political science, so something not directly related to filmmaking at all. And then COVID happened, unfortunately, and it gave me a time to take a step back from school because everything was online. I had gotten let off from my job due to COVID, and I figured out, I think I want to try filmmaking, and I don't really know where to start. And I'm like a researcher, so I go online and I'm like, how to become a filmmaker. And it's like, look in your local communities first, to try to see what's available. So I went on Facebook and I found a production that you guys were talking about doing, and I think I commented or messaged you or something and was like, hey, I don't have any experience at all, but I'd love to like learn about it, see what being on set is like. And you guys were amazing, and you mentored me through that, and had me on set, and I got to get a really good feel for what being on set would look like. And I fell in love with it from that day on. And you know I've worked with you guys again since then, which has always been great, but it's just really, it's opened up the possibilities for people that I get to meet. And yeah, just the opportunities that I get to have closer to home instead of going like out of state to somewhere where bigger productions are more popular. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Now tell us about your projects.
yeah, so I have 3 student films while I was in college that I made that are all out available on YouTube. One of them was done with Johnny and Bruce. It's available on their 515 YouTube channel. That's Discovery. That's been my most successful film. It's my most recent one that's out. And it is based on a true story about me and my sister. And the night of our first Pride Parade. I won't give away any spoilers, so you can please go watch that. But it
Yeah,
means it's
please go
very
watch it.
personal. Yeah, please go watch it. But it's a very personal story to me. And it's meant a lot to me, and I've gotten to learn a lot from other people through the festival process for it, that it's touched them, and hearing how it's affected them and everything. So that one's been very, very special to me. And then I have 2 others. One of them was like it's like kind of like a horror thriller. It's called Serve Cold. That's available on my production company's YouTube channel, Lavender Lens Productions LLC. Um, and that was just something I did I got the inspiration during COVID. Whenever we were ordering food from DoorDash a lot more, and kind of did like a twisted look at like how DoorDashing could go wrong. It was supposed to be like a full on horror, like serial killer type thing, but I like was like, you know what? I don't have the resources for that, so we're gonna make it a lot smaller. And the first one I ever did, that was when I was just like, I want to make a movie, so I'm just gonna make one. And I didn't know what I was doing, and it was me with the camera. So I was directing and being the camera operator, and I didn't want to have to deal with sound, so I didn't even have sound. So it was just me holding like 5 things at one time, and did it during like the worst part of COVID, which we were safe and took those precautions. I'm a certified COVID compliance officer, but it was about social justice and things like that. And it was very rough, but it was the first thing I ever did, and I was able to knock one out, and got a lot of support from the community, which was really awesome. And then what we're currently in post production for right now is Over and Out, which is a like 90s sci-fi horror story that's it's kind of like Stranger Things in the 90s a little bit. It has some of those elements. So very excited for that. It's got a cool creature in it that we had a local special effects teams in Alabama
Nice.
built an entire creature for us, which was really, really awesome. Yeah, so I'm excited for that one. Again, we're still in post production for that, but hopefully we'll have news on that one soon.
Can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah.
I've been hearing you talk about this one for a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
Actually, you work in front and behind the camera. So your work in front of the camera. Tell us about that, because not only are you a writer, a director, producer, you're also an actress. So tell us about those times where you have been in front of the camera.
Yeah, I've not done a ton. Well, I'll say I've done a lot of background work. I've not done a ton of, I guess, what you would consider like actual acting yet. I want to explore that more to see if that's something I'd actually like to do. But I know for you guys, for one of your projects, as it is in the indie world, sometimes people just don't show up. So I got to step up for one of your projects, and a role that I never would have chosen for myself. But you got to do what you got to do
Yeah.
whenever somebody doesn't show up. So I've stepped up, and I was a terrible police officer for one of your projects. And I felt so bad because I had to throw somebody to the ground, but he was like, it's okay, throw me harder," and I was so scared to do it. I was like, "I don't want to." But anyways, yeah, it's definitely fun. It's an adventure. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of acting, but background work. I was in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I was in an episode of Ozark, and I was in a Netflix movie. I did The First Ladies a couple times with Viola Davis, who's one of my favorite actresses of all time, and I got to work with her twice, which was amazing. So yeah, I just did it for fun, and also like any excuse to be on set. When I did the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, James Gunn was directing that, so I got to see James Gunn work,
Wow.
which is like amazing. And so just seeing like even directors that I admire, getting to see them work, obviously I'm just a background actor viewing. They don't know, but most of those people are just doing it because they have extra time. But it was just an excuse to be on set, to get to absorb what I could from that, and I met a lot of amazing people. It's been very, very fun.
I know that was quite an experience.
Yeah. So, let me ask you this question. So, when someone watches a film like Discovery, what is it that you are wanting them to take away from that project?
Yeah, so with Discovery, it's a true story about something that happened with me and my sister the night of our first Pride Parade. My mom, who at the time was not very accepting of mine or my sister's sexuality, was very fearful of us to go into the city to go do that, just because of the climate at the time. The story takes place back in 2015, um, and so yeah, I just brushed it off as her being, she was just scared because she didn't want us to go, because she didn't want us to be involved in, things having to do with the LGBTQ community, things like that. So that's what I brushed it off as, not as like genuine concern. And then you'll have to watch Discovery to see what happens. But I use this project as a way to thank my sister for as you'll see in the film, or as I've talked about before, my sister came out before I did, and she kind of took the brunt of the criticism and things from some of my family members, because she had a feeling that maybe I would have to do that in the future as well. And so she used that as an opportunity to kind of like pave the way for me to do that, and for time to pass, and kind of soften the blow and everything. And it helped open some of my family members' eyes, that which made it a lot easier for myself, later on that down the line, when it was time for me to come out. It just made the process much easier. So it, like I said, it's a very personal story, so this is a project that means a lot to the both of us. I feel like we got closer in the making of it. It's been a good thing for my whole family, actually, including my mother, who is one of the subjects in the film as well, us to open a conversation about that time, and everything that we've gone through. So I feel like it's definitely been a good thing for my family, and then to be able to share it with other people. And I've gotten a lot of people who I've talked to after seeing it at a film festival that went on to tell me their stories about that night that they remember. So it's just been a really good conversation starter.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
Ashley, it's always great speaking with you. So excited to have you on the show. Please keep us posted on everything that you have coming up.
I will.
It's
I will.
always a pleasure talking to you, seeing you, working with you. Just watching you grow in this industry has been a great pleasure to both of us.
Yes.
And we're glad that we were able to be a part of it, even at the very beginnings. It's great to see what you're doing. And we're just looking forward to bigger and better things coming from you and from your production company.
Yes.
Well, thank you both so much for having me. You guys have always supported me, like you said, from the very beginning, but producing one of my films and us just continuously working together has brought me. You guys are my family, and I really, really appreciate it. Love working with you guys so much. So thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to watch the podcast. And thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, thank you, Ash.
Ashley Causey, everyone.
All right, so for this week's Forged in Steel, we'll be talking about the Birmingham Film Office.
Yeah, man.
They're under Create Birmingham.
That's right.
The thing about Birmingham right now, man, especially is like there are a lot of filmmakers here. Like people don't generally think of Alabama or Birmingham as a place for filming.
That's right.
But the film community has really grown here over the last few years, man. You've seen filmmakers rise. A lot of projects have been filmed here in Birmingham. Right. And the Birmingham Film Commission is a big part of that.
Yeah, man. They act as the primary liaison between the film production and the city agencies to make these projects happen. Mm-hmm. We've gone to some of their events and talked to some of the people over there at Film Birmingham. And, man, just to know how much work that they do to make projects happen in this city and around this state even. Yes. Man, it's amazing, from location scouting to
pretty much everything.
Setting up, making sure the businesses in the areas know that, people are going to be filming
in those areas. Yeah.
So they send out all those type notices and things like that. So if you're from Alabama and you are new to the film industry, or even if you've been doing this for a while and you haven't met anyone over at the Film Commission, go over there, talk to them, call them on the telephone, and wherever you are, look at your local film commission and find out what they can do to help you with your project. So, hey, that's what's Forged in Steel. That's what's going on here in Alabama. The Alabama Film Commission, Create Birmingham, all that good stuff, man.
Shout out to the Birmingham Film Office.
That's right. Shout out.
Yes, sir.
Man, next up, we're gonna let's talk a little bit about the 80s.
Okay. Well, what are we talking about?
80s,
what are we gonna talk about?
We're gonna talk about some of our favorite sitcoms. Let's talk about some of our favorite sitcoms, man.
From the 80s.
From the 80s, 90s era.
Okay.
And it doesn't
could it be any era, or is it just the 80s, 90s?
Let's go 80s, 90s.
Okay, 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s. So just off the top.
All right. So we can't say nothing about JJ or Fred Sanford or nothing.
Well,
you said the 80s, 90s. That's what we're gonna do.
No.
Okay. You said 80s, 90s.
Okay,
so
80s, 90s.
So names, no James Evans. No James Evans.
Damn. I hate I said that then. So, but no, okay, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, you said 80s, 90s. So,
80s, 90s. So off the top, give me your top sitcom of the 80s.
Whoo, yes.
Yeah, it's
of the 80s?
Of the 80s.
Wow, that's a tough one. I would have to sit down and think about that. But if off the top, and I know it's pretty taboo to say it right now, but I gotta give a shout out to the Cosby Show, man.
Man, come on.
It changed a lot of things in the way that people see people of color and how they live and act, and it was just a different kind of show, and it introduced the world to a different world.
Yeah,
which also shed light on HBCUs. So
that's right.
I think those were two very important shows, but I would say the Cosby Show is definitely one of them. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I love Cheers.
Man, I can sing the theme song all day, every day.
Yeah, man. Love Cheers. And matter of fact, didn't they come on the same night? Wasn't it the Cosby Show? Then it was something in between. And I think it was a different world after that. Yeah. Then Cheers. Yeah. I want to say so. Probably that whole Thursday night block, man, was pretty cool. Shows like that, I guess. Mm-hmm. I think if you asking me that question, what was my favorite? I would have to say the Cosby Show. But what about you?
I would definitely say Cosby Show, just because of the family dynamic.
Right.
And the themes that they touched on that show, the serious moments, the funny moments.
Right.
That show was packed with everything a person who grew up in a 2-parent household or even a 1-parent household needed to see at that time.
Right.
Needed to see at that time. And to have two successful people.
Parents.
You know, you
Mom's
had a
lawyer,
dad's a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, and then the children are going off to school. And again, the family was not a perfect family.
No.
They had their issues, but the family stuck together.
Yep.
Everything that they went through it together.
And Theo just wanted to be a regular person.
He just wanted to be
he could get by on bologna and cereal.
That's right. Now that was a very funny episode. That was very funny. That was the one when him and Cliff was sitting in his bedroom.
That's right.
And they was playing with the Monopoly money.
Yep.
Going over what they would do.
$200. No problem.
No problem. You know, but
you haven't eaten yet.
That's right. And let me ask you this question, man. So,
Okay.
we're talking 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
And you already mentioned the Cosby Show.
Yep.
So again, what are some of your favorite sitcoms other than the Cosby Show that still make you laugh today?
Like 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s.
Oh,
80s,
man, that's
90s.
easy, man. Shout out to Martin, man.
Man.
Martin Lawrence, man, the Martin Show, man.
Yes.
I watched that show. Like, I still watch that show today, man. And I laugh just as hard as like if I never watched it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like my first time watching the show, man.
Yeah.
Especially like certain episodes. And you know, what I love to watch Martin for is like a lot of the times when they would break each other.
Man.
Like I love to watch them break each other. Like you'll see, like, and I think I've heard them say this before, that they would always try to break Martin. And when you see him break,
Man.
it was something truly special. And I couldn't imagine being on those sets, man, trying to contain my laughter. Because you could always hear Tommy and Pam laughing in the background of almost every single scene.
Man, when Tashina Arnold told him it's magically delicious and she dropped down, and the way Martin was looking and how he had to turn his head, that was so funny.
Or like Hustle Man when he came in there with the pigeons on a stick. And he told Martin that was his secret sauce.
Yeah.
That he marinated some in pork and bean juice.
Martin
had to turn around, man. He had to turn around.
That was too funny.
Or the all-time greatest, when Martin broke, was with Tommy Davidson, with Varnell.
Oh, Varnell.
Varnell, the catfish are delicious.
Man.
Yeah. Martin, shout out to Martin, man.
Shout out to Martin.
Shout out to Martin
Shout
Lawrence,
out to Martin, man.
And the entire cast.
Man, I'm gonna tell you another episode when one of the actors broke, when Carl Anthony Payne.
Man, Dragonfly Jones.
When Dragonfly Jones came over to teach self-defense classes at Gina's apartment, and he was getting tossed to and fro.
Yes.
And he was over there.
Carl Anthony Payne was dying.
Rolling, bro.
Dying,
I kid you not. I mean, rolling.
Yeah.
So you can never go wrong with
Nah.
Now, a show that was one of my favorite was Perfect Strangers.
I love Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers was one of my favorite shows. Balky.
Yeah.
A character
in
Cousin Larry. You know, Balky, you know, just for him to be so smart and so, I don't want to say dumb, but so naive at the same time. I mean, it was genius the way they put that character together. So Perfect Strangers was one of my favorites.
And you know something that's not mentioned at all today? What? The fact that from Perfect Strangers, it birthed Family Matters.
Family Matters.
So Steve Urkel is a product of Perfect Strangers, which a lot of people don't know, because the character of Harriet started on Perfect Strangers. Yeah, Mary Jo Payton got a spinoff.
Yeah, she was
with Family Matters. Yeah, she was like she worked the elevator or something.
Elevator operator or something on that.
And so it was a spinoff of Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
Yeah,
so
man.
There it is.
There it is.
I give you one more.
Give me one more.
I give you one more. It was ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Very much ahead of its time, because at the time that it came out, the things that they were doing in this show, like, were very unheard of.
Okay.
But Married with Children.
Man.
I used to love Married with Children. I had no business watching it whatsoever, but I loved Al Bundy. Yes. Al Bundy was my guy. That was my guy. I love Al Bundy, Bud, Kelly.
Christina Applegate, man. You know, she was a beautiful lady,
man,
too. She was pretty too. Christina Applegate was something, you know.
Sorry, Dr. Umar, but that was... that was another crush, man.
He gonna pop up on the screen. Right? What'd you say, brother?
Yeah,
So,
Kelly Bundy, man.
Kelly
yeah,
Bundy,
yes,
man.
sir.
Christina Applegate.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
2 more shows that I really enjoyed from that time. One was Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper, that was another good
That
one.
was another good show.
one.
And then another show that came with a message every single time. The Parenthood.
Parenthood was a good one. That was a good one.
That was a great show, man.
I'm going to give you another one too, man. Bouncing off of Parenthood, because I think that was during the whole WB time when they were putting out a lot of black shows.
What happened to you, man?
I go with the Wayans brothers. I give
man.
them an honorable mention, especially like the seasons 3 on.
We're colored.
My goodness, man.
We're happy and we're singing.
Marlon, man.
Man.
Marlon would always try to break Sean.
Yes.
And that would be funny to me too.
Yes.
And then shout out to the Steve Harvey show as well.
Come on, man.
I love the Steve Harvey show. I thought the
Levita
chemistry.
Jenkins.
That's right, man. That's right. But I think the chemistry between Steve and Sid was great on the show, and then just the cast.
Yeah.
Like Terry Vaughn.
Yes.
You know, just the entire cast, man.
Yeah,
great.
man.
Shout out to Steve Harvey, the Wayans brothers, and all of those sitcoms.
So yeah, man, that's our 80s and 90s sitcoms of the day. It was good.
Man,
going down memory lane.
It's always good to go back down memory lane and relive or think about some great childhood memories and shows that we used to watch growing up.
I enjoyed that
or
time
whatever.
sitting in front of the TV.
Speaking of which, we talking about going back down memory lane. Our Be Kind Rewind for this week is actually The Matrix.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about that closer to the end of the show. So if you have not seen the Matrix recently,
Oh, you say okay? You
Recently.
say recently. I was say
Recently.
never seen The Matrix.
refresh your memory, go back and watch that film. But we'll be discussing it
Yeah.
a little bit later in the show.
Yeah.
But up next, one of my favorite segments, man, where we talk to the creatives like ourselves, people who are in industry and who have made some moves within the industry. So next up, we have a special guest with us. Today we have Derek Jennings.
Yes, Derek Jennings is not just a friend of ours. He is a great producer, director, writer, creator. He has done some great work on ABC's Stumptown. He is also a producer on The Greatest of Their Era with Steph Curry. He is also a visionary behind the Tao of Muhammad Ali, the story that delves deep into legacy, identity, and soul. So today, man, we got my guy Derek Jennings here. Derek, what's up, man?
Derek, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? What's going on, JT? What up, Bruce?
Chilling, man.
Good. How you
Chilling,
feeling, man?
Man, hey, I'm feeling alive. So every day is a blessing.
Oh yeah,
So,
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I had the night shift, the overnight shift with our youngest last night. He's 1.
Uh-oh.
My son,
wow.
my son Onyx. Shout out to Onyx and my baby girl Inari. So
Shout out.
after a while, you learn to just run on with the tank on E. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So just putting one foot in front of the other, man. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored and humbled to have been invited to the platform.
Man,
And
Man, appreciate
chop
you
it up
being
as
on,
we do.
man. Like for those who
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, Derek has worked with JT and I. He's helped us out tremendously on some projects that we worked on, giving us a lot of advice. Excellent, very, very creative person, man. And that's some of the things we want to get into with you today, Derek. Just talk about some of the projects that you worked on, what you working on currently, and just kind of what you're looking forward to coming up in the future.
I'm at your disposal. I'm an open book, so go ahead and ask away, and we'll chop it up as we always do.
Yeah, Bruce, and we're gonna have to get this right because this is in his wheelhouse.
I know.
And we're amateurs at the
Yeah,
podcast
that's right.
thing.
That's right.
This man is a professional, so we got to make sure we get this right. Or
You got to do it right.
Or
Gotta
Derek
do it
gonna say, "Hey, man, I'm disappointed in you."
I guess I got some notes.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll be waiting for the emails and the calls later. But man, let's get into this. I know you don't have much time. You're a busy man.
That's right.
So, but we're going to talk about one of the first shows that I knew that you was a writer on when we first met, and I heard you was a writer on this show. I was like, man, I actually watched this show. So, what drew you to write for Stumptown, and how did you get involved in the show?
Yeah, I mean, what drew me to it was the opportunity, to be honest with you. So, prior to that, I was working for a showrunner of Stumptown by the name of Jason Richmond, and he had an overall deal at the studio, at ABC Studio. And I had worked with him sometime prior to that, actually, about 10 years prior, when I was a young little whippersnapper. I was like 26 or so, working on his first show called Detroit 187. You know, I had attended the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, so that's how I petitioned for the opportunity to be on site and on location in Detroit. And that was my film school, really. And so, you know, his question to me was like, yo, D, like, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to create and showrun eventually when the time is right. You know, not right now, but ultimately that's one of the end goals. And he said, okay, I'll show you how the sausage is made. And to answer your question in a very long-winded way, it was all actually kind of like a fateful mistake, because there's more than one Jason Richmond, and someone sent the graphic novel Stumptown, which was created by Greg Rucka, accidentally to the Jason Richmond I was working for, meaning to send it to the other one. So I was like, Jason, let's check out Stumptown. So I read it all. I read all volumes of the graphic novel. I did coverage on it and talked about the pros and cons of it. And he rocked with it. And so we put a pitch together. We broke the pilot together in our office. And he said, yeah, okay, so this is what a writer's room is like, you know, the process that we just went through together. And I was just there to learn and to provide input wherever possible. And it got greenlit. And I'm thinking, cool. All right, bet I'm about to be a writer on this thing. He's like, nah, you could be the writer's assistant in the room. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm in the room. And that's how I got my go. They gave me the freelance episode 110, Reality Checks Don't Bounce. And we were able to have TK Carter as their guest star, able to have Mike Epps as our guest star, able to have Aaron Jennings, my brother, as a guest star. And we rocked it, man. It was the first episode. It was a first and only script that was submitted. The first draft that was production draft that was submitted, where the studio network canceled their notes call and said, just send it on through. So, or excuse me, not the production draft, the writer's draft, which then just skipped studio network and went straight into the production draft. So basically, when I got back in the room after my episode wrap, after I finished post, they were like, congratulations, you're staffed. So now I went from a writer's assistant to a staff writer within the same season. And that was cool. And then the next thing he said, and further congrats, you're writing the finale with Jason, with the showrunner. So I got 2 episodes that season. And it was a very full circle moment, because I had broken the pilot with him when we were trying to get it greenlit for the studio. So the opportunity to kind of collaborate with him again and bring it on home. In hindsight, you know, we did get a season 2, and I was granted the opportunity to return, which I'm grateful for. Unfortunately, the season 2 never went into production. So that ended up not only being the season finale, but the series finale as well.
So, oh, wow. So you mentioned your brother earlier. I know both your parents are also in the industry. So it's in your DNA, but growing up around it or coming up around it, did you always know that this is something you wanted to do?
To a degree. It was, you know, it's the whole nature versus nurture debate, right? And what's in you versus what's around you and that sort of thing. And I think it's a little bit of a combination of both. I come from a family of very talented and passionate actors. Brent Jennings is my father. Lifelong character actor, worked very heavily throughout the 80s and 90s and so forth, and still to this day.
Still to this day, yeah.
You know, his most, I don't know, notable film, it seems at this point in his career, is Life, telling about the gun line boss, Hoppin' Bob. So so that's my OG Bob right there.
Right.
Hoppin' Bob. And he has some really fun stories from that filming experience. I mean, that was like, Bernie was there trying out material for Kings of Comedy.
Imagine.
They were just his guinea pigs, during between takes to try new material, and all the brothers that were there. He said it was a really fun time. My mother is Juanita Jennings. She works nonstop. She was just in Toronto, the new smash hit with Aldous Hodge. She plays Cross. Technically she's his grandmother, but most people assume she's his mother.
Yeah. Right.
But according to the actual material, she's the grandmother. So she was on Cross and Meet the Browns and a million other things. She's in Vancouver right now. She just touched down, filming with my brother. I got him right here.
Morris Chestnut.
Morris.
Yeah. So she's up there filming with him right now. And my brother Aaron Jennings, he was a regular on Grand Crew. They did 2 seasons. Yeah, about a group of friends who hang out at a wine bar in the east side of LA, and the antics that they get into and the friendships that develop. And he did 2 seasons there as a regular. He was the lead in King Headley, which was the August Wilson play. Did that in Pasadena. And he was also just most recently a regular on the Dexter prequel reboot. So you can catch him there as well on Showtime. So that's the fan bam right there. So I'm just trying to keep up with them. I remember my dad said to me one time, he said, "You're too smart to just be an actor," you know. And he had done a pilot, I think it was 413 Hope Street with Damon Wayans. And he told me one day that Damon told him, if you can write, you can eat, you know. And I have a very deep respect for the Wayans family, for all of them and all generations of them, because they're literally creating opportunity for themselves and others. And it's like a jobs program, you know. And so that's what kind of started to stimulate more of me. And I found an ability to use more of myself in a more writing, producerial type of role. I'm plenty fine just being in the background. You know, I don't need to be all in the video, dancing, singing, you know. I'm cool. You know, we could all eat, and I get a deeper satisfaction of creating opportunities and also being a part of a project from inception all the way through.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
But I did do other things, though. I used to be a first grade school teacher. I have a really soft spot for children. So that was my first. Yeah,
That's my first time ever hearing this, man.
First time ever. First time ever. All the conversations we've had, and the first time I ever heard school teacher.
How long did you teach?
Just a year, man. Just a year, and then I got to it. But it was my first job out of college. I did Teach for America, and so I moved on. I continued to mentor and do a lot of tutor and mentor and all that stuff, which I still mentor to this day. But I used to be a school teacher. First grade.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
I've always felt called to help others. You know, I'm an older sibling, and I think that was a very key teaching to me as a kid. Like, okay, you gotta look out for your brother, you know, and he's looking up at you, so you gotta set the example, and so on and so forth. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm teaching, man. You know, because I believe, you know, a candle does not lose its light by igniting another candle. It's just more light. So it's necessary, and it also pushes the medium forward. And it keeps people sharp, you know. Iron sharpens iron, but you got to be careful.
Yeah, man. I can remember telling Bruce early on in our relationship with you how I was talking to you one night about a project that we all are working on together, and it was in the very beginning. You know, you were trying to grip your mind around this particular project, and you had other things going on, but you would listen to me. You would listen to me. And one night it was just you and I. We were going back and forth over this thing. And then next thing I know, I started getting text message after text message after text message after text message. And I called Bruce. I said, "Bruce, I think Derek is on the team now." And Bruce said, "Why do you think that?" I said, "Man, I done got about 15 text messages back to back about this show." I was like, so that to me, man, you know, again, that just, it has always been a blessing to me and Bruce as well. Because
it meant a lot.
Yeah, it meant the whole lot, man. And so
it was an equal blessing. I mean, I believe when you pour into others, you're also pouring into yourself. And for me, at that point in time, and what I was had going on in my life, what I had going on in my career, and all those things, it was a great opportunity to continue to get more 10,000 hours and to be able to assume not a leadership position, but to allow my experience to guide a process.
Yeah.
And, you know, ideas turn me on. So once it clicks for me, I can't turn it off. And we got it to a place where I was like, okay. And I think, you know, again, this goes back to me saying, you know, when I was working for Jason Richmond, he goes, "What do you want to do? Be a showrunner?" Okay, I'm going to teach you how to, and I'm sitting in these rooms. It's like, well, let me put this in the, you know, there's no excuse not to get those reps in. You got to find opportunities and create opportunities so that when the game comes, you're ready. And so I looked at it as a great opportunity to kind of get some scrimmages in, work on my skills as a showrunner, as an aspiring showrunner, and work with some brothers who I knew would be receptive to me. And so I say it was a very dual blessing, and I understood the gravity of the opportunity at the time. And so I thank you as well.
Oh man,
I appreciate
it's a
that,
blessing.
Yes,
But man, let's talk about some of your projects and things that that you are known for. So the Dow Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Tell us about that. Share that with the people.
Cool, man. So it started out, the very first iteration of the project. It is an international best-selling memoir, and is a cult classic, best-selling in the UK and Japan. Beautifully written by Davis Miller, who has become more than a partner to me now, and at this phase of things, but like a brother, a big brother, a best friend. To read a book where you have a white man doting on a black man who himself was fighting to be respected and to impart self-respect in his people. And for a man of that time to recognize that and to say, I want to be like him and I'm going to let him guide my steps until I find my own self-realization, I think is a powerful thing. And I think it's a story that the world, and particularly our country, needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it started as a memoir, and then it was being adapted as a podcast by Imagine Entertainment, with Ron Howard and Brian Grazer. And
two of my favorites.
so that was pretty cool to be able to work, under that banner, and ultimately ended up showrunning the project. And it had been kind of floating around for a few years. It wasn't really getting going. And when I kind of came in there and I kind of kickstarted and got the train out the station, and me having the opportunity to kind of be the Quincy Jones of it all, just kind of like being the maestro, it was a very profound opportunity. And to have to study Brother Ali really, stirred something inside of me. And Davis, he's very ambitious, and you meet him, you would not think he's 74. He has a lot of life in him. And he's talking about what he wants to do to adapt the podcast to a feature or like TV. And I said, oh, okay, hold on. Let's just make the best podcast it could be. And if we do that, the rest will take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. So now we're at the stage where he and I are full-on partners, and we've created an incredible multimedia deck that lays out the whole anthology series. And the Tao of Ali is just a slice of that. We get into the Tao of Bruce Lee in season 2 because he was kidnapped by Bruce Lee's mistress. And it's about him trying to escape China and getting back to the States. And then season 3, we're looking at the Tao of Maya Angelou, who was his writing professor. We ended up writing a pilot script, and it's adapted as a streaming series. And we have a story arena now for episode 2. And now we're in the process of attaching talent above the line. And we're either going to do it indie or we're not, but we're going to do a hook or by crook either way. So that's where we at.
Nice.
That's right.
Looking forward to those, man.
My day job, I'm a creative producer at Unanimous Media, which is a multimedia production company founded by Steph Curry in 2018. So we do faith, family, and sports, and underdogs stories and stories of, trials and tribulations and overcoming against all odds.
Man, that's what's up. Now, speaking of Stephen Curry and Seth and the greatest of their era podcast, some people, may be new to it and maybe hearing about it for the very first time. I don't see who or what rock they've been under if they haven't heard of that particular podcast. But how is it, man, to be working on that podcast?
Oh, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. And thank you for the opportunity to plug it. Because we're just getting started. It's our first season. So we need all the listeners we can get.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the quick elevator pitch. And basically, greatest of the era, the acronym for that is GOAT, right? And typically when you think of the GOAT discussion in sports, it's GOAT, the greatest of all time, in barbershops. But that kind of like proffers a scenario that we'll never get the answer to. We'll never know Jordan or LeBron. Well, I know,
well,
but
I know that answer.
Yeah.
I know that answer.
I think we all know. But let's just say, we can't definitively say one or the other, or Wilt and Shaq, or all these things. And so it's like, okay, let's kind of recontextualize the conversation and the debate and bracket it into eras by decades. the 2010s, the 2000s, and so on back. And by doing so, you're actually giving the history of the NBA. You're talking about the evolution of the league and how the rules changed and how amorphous it was based on the play of certain players. And you're giving flowers to certain players that otherwise will just be overshadowed by a ridiculous hypothetical debate that we'll never get the answer to. So that's really what it is. It's really for real hoop heads who want to talk about, the greatest rebounders of the 90s, or who want to talk about the greatest shooting guards of the 1990s, which is the episode we had with Del Curry, their father. We've had some wonderful guests so far. We've had Big Game James talk about the small forwards of the 80s. It's a great pod. We've got Austin Rivers, Damian Lee, a whole bunch of guys, man. And we have a whole bunch more coming in. So it was created by Trevon Edwards, who's out of Compton. He's a former pro player who turned journalist. This brother is excellent and sharp, and he's really has a nice steady hand on the show. It originated because he and Seth and KD and all these other folks, they're on a group chat together. And these are the conversations they had. And he's like, let's make a pod out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm really fortunate to be, for that. And we did the inaugural episode during NBA All-Star Weekend, which was in the Bay, hosted in the Bay this year. So obviously our company had a presence there and a footprint. And Stephen, he came through and showed up and surprised his brother. We didn't tell Seth that Stephen was going to be a guest because he was All-Star and all these obligations. And he said, forget the media obligations. I'm going to hold my brother down. And their mom was there and everything. And it was awesome. And it's just a show that very quickly, way quicker than we thought, found its legs. And Seth has really blossomed on the mic. Thank you for the opportunity to plug the program. It's an iHeart original. But you can get it on any platform where you get your podcasts. GOTE. Go.
Yeah, man. Is there anything that you can tell us about that's coming in the future that you're working on, something that you're either writing or creating?
Well, my day job, aside from the GOAT podcast, I was brought in to kind of launch a whole slate. So we have a new deal. We, being Unanimous Media, has a new deal with iHeartMedia. It's a sports network, but sports, again, is kind of the tip of the spear that we kind of enter into our storytelling. And then we kind of like widen the aperture and tell more universally human stories. We have Kev on stage. We have him coming out with a show that's going to be kind of the nexus between sports and faith, but from a humorous point of view. I don't know if you're familiar with Kev. I mean, I call him like our modern day Sinbad. You just be like, your side will be sore, and then you realize, man, I didn't hear one curse word, but man, he's just pound for pound funny, and he's like a real family man. So he really epitomizes our brand and what we stand for and what Stephen stands for as well. So we're really excited about that show. It's going to be called Not My Best Moment. And then on the personals, because, I got my 9 to 5.
Right.
Oh, no, excuse me. I got my 5 to 9, and then I got my 9 to 5, So really hyper focused on Ali, man, the Tao of Ali. And really taking that to the distance. So that's where my head is at.
That's what's up, bro.
Good stuff, man. Like, before we let you go, you talked about mentorship earlier. Is there any piece of advice that you can give the up-and-coming filmmakers or anyone that's interested in any aspect of the industry? Is there any piece of advice that you would give to them?
Live. Particularly if you're a writer, or, they say, how dare someone sit down to write before they ever stood up to live? So live and be true to yourself. Like, what I have to say is not what you have to say or what you have to say. So I'm not saying it has to be serious or everything has to be like, art, high art. If that's not your thing, just be true to yourself, because once you get into this as a profession, by that time, you have to know who you are, and you have to know who you're not. You have to know what you have to say and how to contribute. Otherwise, you'll just fall whimsy to every whim, Right. And I think you have to have something to offer that's unique, and you have to understand it's a marathon and not a sprint, and you have to find ways to fight through, and you have to want this and need this as much as you need air to breathe, because if not, you're not going to make it, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Sir.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you coming on the show today. And man, nothing but great things for you, man. We know you're full of greatness. The world knows it. They're going to see it, and we're just proud to be part of it and to say that we know you.
That's right.
I appreciate you, man. And feeling is mutual. And don't stop, man. Just keep doing your thing. And I'm proud of you brothers for just getting out there and taking a swing at this podcast thing. I remember when you were talking to me, when both of you were talking to me about it, and you know, showing up is over 80% of the thing, man. So be kind to yourself, be patient with the process, trust the process, and just know it's only going to continue to get better. So you're in good shape, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you, brother.
Mhm.
Derek Jennings.
All right now.
All right.
Peace.
Man, Bruce, that was an amazing interview, man. It's always great talking to Derek anytime. And I'm glad we got a chance to share him with our
Me too. I'm glad he took the time to, just sit down with us, man. I want to just send him a shout out again. Appreciate Derek for joining us today. I know he's a very, very busy
Derek
man.
Is,
So
he was at work then. So
exactly. So always good to talk to Derek, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Thank you, Derek. So right now we are getting
Two
into
snaps.
my favorite segment of the show, Two Snaps.
Two snaps.
And
you gonna do the two snaps?
No, sir. I'm not gonna do the two snaps. The two snaps is just hit the screen. So bam, there it is right
There it is. There it is.
So again, two snaps. It is us paying homage to the great in living color and the men on film segment that they used to do.
Okay.
And so here, this is where we take a couple minutes to talk about either a movie that we've watched recently.
Okay.
It could be something new. It could be something old. Or it could even be a television show, something that we've, gone back to start watching over again.
Okay.
And, we just want to talk about it. So we're going to give it that two snap.
Okay.
All right? So what you got?
Well, I kind of talked about it a little bit off the top, but recently I've seen the Ballerina, which is set within the John Wick universe.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely give it two snaps. Great film, great action. I enjoyed it. And then I also saw Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Great family film. I think the little girl that played Lilo, I thought she was wonderful. Definitely has a bright future ahead of her. Really enjoyed the film, so that gets it two snaps. And then I don't know if you watched this show or not. Like I'm like late to the party on it, man. But I just recently started watching a show on Max, HBO Max.
Okay.
Righteous Gemstone.
Righteous Gemstone. I love that show.
It's a wild show.
I love it.
It is a wild show, but I just recently started watching Righteous Gemstones, and I'm falling in love with the show, man.
So where are you right now?
I'm still in season 1, man.
Okay.
I'm still in season 1, but I'm loving the show, enjoying it. Man, Walton Goggins is a national treasure, man. He is a national treasure, man.
Tell you,
woo, man.
That accent of his, and boy, the things he say, even
he says some of the things that he says and that he does, man. It's just like wow.
That boy said, all I need is. What do you say? $1 million and $2 million and an 8-ball.
What would your mama say?
Come on, I mean, man, that show.
Man,
it's
amazing.
Boy,
Uncle
hilarious.
Baby Billy is my guy.
Yes,
Uncle Baby Billy.
Uncle Baby
man,
Billy.
if you have not watched Righteous Gemstones, man, do yourself a favor and watch that show.
Yes,
if you're looking for a good laugh, man,
you will be laughing.
So I've been watching that, man, and just trying to get caught up on a couple other projects.
That's a good one. That's a good one, man. That is a good.
What about you, man?
Nah, I definitely get out of two snap. But for me, man, I like. I've watched something that. Two guys that I really like watching their shows together.
Okay,
is Gene Wilder and the great Richard Pryor.
Yes.
So here recently, I was on Netflix, and I saw that "Hear No Evil, See No Evil."
Okay,
or "See No Evil, Hear No Evil," whichever way the
this
title of the show go. It's on Netflix.
Okay,
and I was like, man, I have to go back and watch this movie. And when I tell you, from the beginning to the end, Richard Pryor had me laughing. I think I even called you.
You did
on the phone.
You did.
Man.
I remember.
I watched this one particular part. I'm not gonna say it all on the show because this is a family-friendly show. And Richard Pryor was not family-friendly
at that moment.
At that moment in his life, he was not family-friendly. If I wanted to talk about,
Brewster's
Millions, or
The Toy,
or Moving, or something like that. Those movies were more family-friendly. but there was one particular scene in this movie, and it was when the lady that had killed the guy in the shop was telling them that they were about to die, and Gene Wilder asked her, well, does he get a final request? And she was like, yes, what is it? And so he just asked her to scratch his nose. So she came up and she scratched his nose, and then she kissed him. Then she turned and looked at Richard Pryor's character, and he's blind. So all he hears is the kiss. So he knows that, Gene Wilder's character just got kissed. And so she asked him what would his final request be. And what he said, man, I knew it was coming. But when I tell you, it had me laughing from a good, healthy place.
And only delivered the way that Richard Pryor
Only delivered the way Richard Pryor could deliver it. I rewound that part 5 times. Yeah. Then I stopped it and I called you. I said, Bruce, I'm watching this movie. I said, man, and I knew what the next scene was going to be. I knew what the next words were going to be. And when Richard Pryor said what he said, I couldn't help but laugh. If you've never seen that movie, go and watch Hear No Evil, See No Evil. I believe that's the title.
Look, any of the projects that have Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder together, do yourself a favor and go watch those films.
Yes, please do. So, man, that's our 2 Snap segment.
That's our 2 Snaps.
I love this segment, man. So, hey.
So, what we got, Johnny?
Man, so we're going to go back to my trivia question.
Uh-oh. Hopefully, he didn't cheat me this week. He cheated me. He cheated me last week. But hopefully,
I cheat you.
Hopefully, I don't get cheated this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to cheat you. So, just to refresh your memory and everyone else's memory, the trivia question of the day was, before Black Panther, what was the highest grossing film led by a black director? Was it Straight Outta Compton, The Help, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, or Malcolm X?
Let me ask a question first.
Oh, God.
No. So was The Help directed by a black director?
It's in my...
I thought Ty Sheridan... Didn't Ty Sheridan...
Look it up, man.
Yeah, let's see.
Look it up. I mean...
well, let's do this.
Look it up. And it could be it could be a trick.
Alexa, who directed The Help?
No.
Okay, well, maybe so. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
We both just do this for a living.
Yeah, we do.
We do this for a living.
Okay.
I know we can get things wrong at times, but I think I would research my question before.
You got it.
You
got it.
So,
okay. So if between all of those, though,
you probably did all that so you can look and see the answer.
No. So I would say if it's between those, I would go with, even though it wasn't a huge box office smash, I'm gonna go with the Fantastic Four.
Ding, 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 ding. You actually got it correct. The show superhero movie it did more than $300 million in the box office.
Okay.
And it was directed by Tim Story.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, it did over $300 million in the box office, and that was the highest grossing film led by a black director before Black Panther.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Highest grosses.
Okay. Good deal, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tim Story.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tim Story. So I actually got another one right because you didn't give me the credit for the one last week.
1.5.
Okay, 1.5.
You got 1.5 right. So we keep a score. So
I see how I'm being cheated.
Right now, I gave you half for last show.
Okay.
Because you wanted to go technical and say that could be more than one director.
It could have been.
It could have been, but again, man, it was the answer that I had on the paper, bro.
Okay. All right. I got you.
Now, don't do this in front of the company. Now,
all right. We'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it offline.
All right.
So coming up next, we have our main topic of the day.
Yes.
I'm excited about this segment, man. Today we'll be talking about July is a very busy month in terms of film being released, and we'll go down the line and talk about some of the biggest releases in July, and we'll give our predictions on what we think they'll earn and what's going to be the biggest film of the month, man.
Yeah, man. So what you got for July?
Starting off in July, man, like right off the top, Jurassic World.
Man,
July 2nd is.
I am so ready.
Did very well to start, but what do you think about it, man?
I haven't watched it yet, but you know I'm a huge fan of anything from Jurassic World. Now, the movie had a strong opening weekend, grossing $322 million worldwide, making it the second highest global debut in the Jurassic Park franchise, behind the original Jurassic World. Now, domestically, the film earned around $148 million during the 4th of July weekend. Now, that's some real stuff there, bro.
Yeah, and from what I've been hearing, it's like this is probably one of the best films out of the Jurassic World.
Yes.
Set of films, not Jurassic Park, but Jurassic World set of films. But I will say this: like every single one of the Jurassic World films is made over $1 billion. Yes. So me personally, I don't see why this one won't do. Yeah. At least that. I think the lowest it'll probably make is probably like 800. That's probably the lowest. That's the low. I think it's probably going to make $1 billion. Just the track record of this franchise has been $1 billion. Just averaged $1 billion.
Well, since you already given averages, I'm truly believing that this movie is going to make over $1 billion. Okay. I'm truly believing it's going to make over $1 billion. I'm not saying how far over $1 billion, but at least. Okay. $1 billion or more. It's gonna make more than $1 billion.
Yeah, I think we're together on that one.
Yeah, I already know that. And then, man, Mahershala Ali is in this film.
Yes,
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, with that cast, that caliber of actors that they have, and then just what this franchise altogether has meant to so many people. I was just talking to somebody earlier today about, how these films had made you go back to your childhood, even just playing with the dinosaurs, growing up loving dinosaurs and wanting to learn about dinosaurs. So I'm a big fan, man, and I can't wait to see it.
And I am too, because like I've been hearing that Steven Spielberg played a big part in this particular film. So excited about it, man.
Excited. Yeah. What you got? What's next?
So next up,
in terms of bigger films, the Man of Steel himself, Superman, which came out July the 11th.
Man, and they just got them stacked.
They're stacked. July's a stacked month, man.
Coming back to back.
Like what are your predictions for Superman?
As far as possibly on the low end, I may go around that 8.5.
Really?
On the low end.
On the low end.
On the low end. So on the top, I don't know. It'll probably make $1 billion too.
Wow. Okay.
It's Superman. It's Superman, and I mean the fans of Superman. I'm a huge Superman fan as well. Yeah. Have been waiting for them to get it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've looked like they've gotten it right. So I believe that's going to draw so many people to go on to see this movie.
I hope you're right. It had a great opening weekend. I think it domestically made like over $125 million at the box office. Domestically, I think it came close to about 300 million or something like that. But it's been doing really well. It's definitely a comic booky type film. But it is one that you can take your kids to. It's a family film, but not sure how well the general audience will receive it. But we'll see. It has a bit of an uphill climb because of like what happened with the DCEU and when they tried to do the Man of Steel and Justice League films and everything that happened with that. So they have a bit of an uphill climb. I'm not as confident as you are. In terms, I'm a huge Superman fan, but I'm talking about in terms of, like, I hope it does well. Yeah. I hope it does, but I'm talking about in terms of how well it does at the box office. Okay. Because they have to do some convincing to get people to come back out to see this character.
Oh well, and I think they did it with the trailers. I really think they did it with the trailers.
I think so. I'll say, I give it about 800 tops. Low end 500.
Ooh.
500. Okay. I mean, it's done well. It's done very well. Don't get me wrong. Especially opening weekend and even going into this week, it's done very well. But I'm not sure it can make $1 billion though. I don't see this film making quite that much. The reviews on it have been mixed, but we'll see. Like if if word of mouth gets out there, it could definitely have legs, but it's going to be hard because July is so competitive. There are a lot of films that are coming out in July, so I don't know. Like Jurassic World has a great, like 2-week time period where it's the only film that's out on that scale. So I think it'll do well coming out at the time that it did. But for Superman, it's kind of like in the middle of everything. So I don't know. It's going to be hard to maintain that momentum. But I'm a Superman fan, so there it is. Superman. Yeah. But I am excited about it, man, and I hope it does what you're predicting. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
What you got next on your list?
All right. Also, coming out in July, as a matter of fact, coming out this weekend, we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, the remake.
The remake. And I think this is a remake of the original, right?
It is.
A remake of the original.
As a matter of fact, they have Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes.
is in the film as well, as well as Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay.
She came back for this one.
Yeah.
This installment of the I Know What You Did franchise as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that one?
Those movies
and it's opening the same weekend as the Smurfs.
Oh,
this weekend.
That's gonna be tight because again, July, summertime. Yeah, so many kids wanting to go to the movie,
right,
and their parents are gonna go take them definitely to see the Smurfs.
Right.
But I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those movies, those slasher movies are, they always do well.
Yeah.
They always do well. But I'm not so sure that this one is going to hit that threshold of like a true summer blockbuster.
Right.
I don't really feel that it's going to. I hope it does well because again, I'm not a huge horror fan, but I did enjoy those films. So,
but I mean, most horror films on slasher films at least, aren't really big budget.
They're not.
So
anything they do could possibly, make it quote unquote a blockbuster.
Right. So what about the Smurfs though?
That movie is gonna do great.
You think so?
I do.
But how well do you think the Smurfs translate to today's times though? Are kids excited about going to see the Smurfs today?
I don't know if kids are truly excited because, and that's maybe something I need to go do. I need to go talk to a couple kids and find out, what they think about the Smurfs. But the
commercials haven't done it any justice.
No, the commercials have not. But the Smurfs are iconic characters.
Yeah,
they're iconic characters, and these little cute little blue things, running around the forest and the mushrooms and all that stuff, man. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna do huge, truly, but I'm hoping that they get the kids out there to go see it, and even if the kids don't know about the Smurfs, turn them on to something that's new.
I will be honest with you. I think going into this weekend, I still think that Superman can be the #1 film. Going into this weekend, because I don't know how well the Smurfs will do. Like I'm hoping it does well. I hope all films do well, but I don't know how well it'll do because I don't know.
Up against Superman, no, it's not gonna do.
But Superman in the second week though.
Yeah, Superman will be still in the second week, but I agree with you. Superman, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the Smurfs, with Superman being in its second week, I still believe Superman 2 would be the #1 film that weekend. Okay. But hopefully everybody.
Predictions for Smurfs?
I'll say on the low end, I'm gonna say probably 300.
Yeah,
I
think I'm kind of right there with you on that.
On the high end, I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna say 6.
Woo.
I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna double it.
I say 4.
On the high?
On the high.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. No.
On the high. Low, I'll say like 200 maybe.
Well, you have no faith in Papa Smurf. I'm telling you, you have no faith in Papa Smurf.
No faith in Papa Smurf. That is funny.
Whatsoever. Bro.
Wow. All right. So next up, July 25th, man. This is gonna be a big one too, man. The Fantastic Four.
Yes.
The wide release of the Fantastic Four, July 25th. Right after the Smurfs.
Yeah.
Coming off the heels of Superman. What do you think about the Fantastic Four?
That's why I had my trivia question the other day, because I knew our main topic today was going to be talking about the movies of July, and I am a true fan of the Fantastic Four franchise, and I am so excited for this movie. You know, it's set, like years ago, so it's not the newer Fantastic Four. It's not.
Well, here's the question though: is it set from a time period like because from the look of it, it looks like it's set in the 60s.
Yes.
But from what I've been reading or hearing is that it's just an alternate universe that looks kind of Jetson like, futuristic. It's futuristic, but looks kind of like what the future would look like in the 60s.
In the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So,
we don't know. We won't know until
we won't know until we see the film, and so, speaking of the Jetsons, they had their thing of what the future would look like at their time. So same thing with this possibly. But now I'm not gonna say this movie is gonna make $1 billion.
They have a bit of an uphill climb.
Yeah, they have they have a long, steep hill.
Yeah.
But it's gonna do great. It's gonna do great. And
I hope so. I hope it does well.
Now,
again, Marvel has an uphill, just like
Marvel,
DCEU or just like DC.
Yeah.
Marvel has an uphill climb because like Thunderbolts definitely did not perform well at the box office.
That movie needed to be on two snaps, and we need to have the hated it.
But it was actually a good film. It was a good film.
I walked out of the theater.
It was. It was a good film, man. It was a good film, man.
I walked out of the theater.
Come on, it was a good film.
I walked out of the theater. I'm sorry. I walked out of the theater. The movie was boring to me.
It was a good film, man.
It was boring to me. I walked out of it.
It was. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It would have got a snap from me. It would, but like, so Marvel's they've had like a bit of a up and down kind of thing going on. Like they've had some true bombs. Thor: Love and Thunder. Ooh, that was rough. Quantum Mania. I mean, they've had some pretty big hits too, like with Spider-Man, No Way Home.
No Way Home.
That was really good. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was great, I thought.
You can't go wrong with the Spider-Man.
No,
you can't go wrong with the Spider-Man.
It's hard to mess up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm hoping that Fantastic Four does well.
Money-wise.
See how it connects to like the larger Marvel universe going forward, going into the new Avengers, Avengers Doomsday, and how this all plays out.
Yeah.
But money-wise, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's
it's tough, man, because they're like I don't know what the reaction has been for it.
Again, man, I'm a big fan of the Fantastic Four, but money-wise, I'm not.
None of them have done well at the box office,
other than Tim Story back, $300 million.
But I mean, even, like if you look at it compared to like others within that genre, like it's still on the low end.
Yeah.
So prediction-wise for the Fantastic Four, which is a franchise that generally hasn't performed well at the box office for its genre, I would say on the high end, 600.
Okay. On
the low end, I say 300 and 400.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think what may need to
they have to, like, one thing Marvel has to do, they have to convince fans to come back to watch these films because, there was a stretch where everything they was putting out was making over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes, everything.
Prior to the Avengers, everything they were putting out was making like $1 billion. Dollars. Or but before Endgame, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Prior to Endgame, everything they were putting out was making over $1 billion at the box office. And so after Endgame, I don't think they really had any direction.
Yeah.
So in terms of like where the story is going. And so I think a lot of fans have like kind of fallen off and just kind of got tired of the genre, man.
Yeah. I had a thought on what they needed to do, but I'm gonna keep that one to myself. I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. I'm gonna keep that thought to myself because I know what they need to do, but I'm not gonna say it. They're gonna have to pay me for that one. They're gonna have to pay me.
All right. So it sounds like we're both in agreement, though. So
Yeah.
the winner of July, we both think is going to be Jurassic World.
Definitely.
Okay, Jurassic World.
Jurassic World is the one.
And there you have it. Those are our thoughts on the films we feel will be the biggest hits of July. But what do you guys think? Please share your thoughts. Email us at the link below, and please share your thoughts. Johnny, what do we have next, man?
Man, hey, we are going to our Be Kind Rewind segment. The Matrix.
The Matrix.
The
man.
Matrix, brother.
The Matrix, man.
The Matrix.
Be Kind Rewind videos. A la carte.
Man, I used to love this film, man. I used to watch it over and over again, man. But I thought The Matrix was definitely a film that was, for the time that it came out, was very groundbreaking, especially in terms of like the animation and the graphics and everything. Like the work the CGI work that they were able to do, especially at that time, because after The Matrix, you saw all these different films doing the stop, you know, like they stop in the air and. You know, the bullets flying around them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was very, very groundbreaking for the time that it came out. Man.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, man. And, you know, just to sit back and look at the symbolism within the movie, the way they tried to make that movie seem more realistic than what it was, and how people even themselves started thinking that the Matrix...
Free thinking.
Free thinking. They were really thinking that we, as a people, live in some type of matrix.
Yes.
And even to this day, some people still think about that, you know, that we live in some type of matrix. And it was all because of this film.
Yeah,
this film
very, very much ahead of its time. Because, I mean, it was different from any kind of action film that came out. At that time, I hate to keep going back to that, but like it was like... kind of groundbreaking, man, because it was action, but it was sort of sci-fi.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, basically, you know, took a lot of elements, like you said, a lot of symbolism, and then just brought it to the big screen. Yeah. And that's basically
it took us down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You know,
down the rabbit hole.
We was at you know, that Alice in Wonderland moment where, you know, whatever you thought was real is really not.
Right.
You know, you had to take the red or the blue pill.
Yeah.
So, you know, Bruce, what pill would you have taken? Would you have taken the red pill or the blue pill? Would you have been, you know, Neo and gone down that rabbit hole to find out what was real or unreal? Or would you just have gone back to your regular life and just live life as you knew it?
Man, that's an interesting question, man. Because, I mean, even if you watch the movie or go back and watch the movie, like even one of the characters, Cypher.
Okay.
You know, he decided to live in the Matrix, so he saw what the real world was like, but he wanted to go back to, you know, not knowing or remembering anything about it. He wanted to go back to, you know, what it was like to taste like what food tastes like, what it smelled like. You know, he wanted to go back to living that life again. And so he set them up. I'm sorry if you haven't seen the movie. I mean, it's been like almost 30 years.
You living
now.
in the Matrix.
Yeah,
you never
if
seen
you haven't
the
seen the
Matrix.
Matrix, you are living in the Matrix. But he wanted to go back to that, I guess, like ordinary life that he felt he once had. So, I mean, it's interesting. Do we want to see what's really happening? You know, and those are questions that are relevant today.
Yeah.
You know, do you really want to know what's going on
Definitely
out there, or do you want to just kind of live like not really
knowing,
getting a grasp of kind of what's going on around us?
I think for me, the type of person that I am, I think I would be more intrigued to know what's really going on.
Yeah.
So if all of this was fake, if we was in some type of simulation, I would want to know what it's like when you turn the holodeck off.
Right.
You know, I want to see the wall just being a wall.
Right.
And not being the jungle or whatever else.
Right.
Like they used to do even on Star Trek. But, you know, I believe I would want to know.
The great Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus.
Come on. Larry.
Yeah, man.
Larry Fishburne.
I mean, great cast and one of my all-time favorite villains, man.
Yes.
And then, you know, Agent Smith. Man.
Agent Smith.
Agent Smith was such a great villain, I thought. You know, one of my favorite scenes is like when Neo finally realized that he is indeed the one.
The one.
And he maximized his full potential or whatever, because even when he went to visit the Oracle, she told him like he had the gift, but there was something that was holding him back.
Yeah.
And so he felt that he wasn't the one.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't until, you know, he was actually killed by Agent Smith that once Trinity told him that she loved him, he realized, okay, maybe I am the one.
Maybe I am the one.
And man, that scene where he realized who he was.
Yeah.
And Agent Smith, you know, they all shot the bullets at him, and he just held out his hand and stopped the bullets.
Come on.
Man, I mean, even that scene right there, man, it was just like, for the time, again, it was just groundbreaking, man.
You know, and you know, you describing all that right there goes back to something that, you know, that I've always heard. And when I go back and watch The Matrix, or even just look up conspiracy theories on this particular movie, you see so much, again, in the symbolism, you know, even in the names of some of the characters, like Trinity. You know, calling Neo the one.
The one.
You know, even in the beginning of the movie, when he, when the guy comes and knocks at his door, and he gives the guy the jump drive, the information on it, and the guy calls him his own personal Jesus. You know, and then again, you know, him holding his hand out, stopping the bullets, you know, peace be still.
Rising from the dead.
Rising from the dead. All that type stuff.
Lots of symbolism.
There's a lot of symbolism in this movie, a lot of conspiracy theories behind this movie. But again, man, Matrix was a very groundbreaking movie for its time. It sparked a lot of talk then and still to this day about what could be real and what couldn't be real.
Yep. So that's our Be Kind Rewind. Like, what are some films that you guys would like to see us talk about in the future, man? Let us know your thoughts. And again, send us an email.
That's right.
And let us know what you would like for us to talk about, discuss, and like anything that you guys are interested in. Please let us know.
Please let us know. Email, social media, all that good stuff. Hit us up.
Yep. So, man, what do you think, man? That's another one down, man.
Yeah, man. That was round 2.
Yeah, round 2.
That was round 2, man.
Yeah, these have been fun, man. I've been really enjoying these, man.
Yeah, man. I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying. You know, this is something we do all the time, but not in this setting.
Not in this setting.
You know, so man, I'm enjoying this.
Yep.
You know, with you, man, my business partner.
Yes, sir.
You know, man. This is fun.
This is fun, man.
This is fun, man.
And man, we want to make it fun for you guys. So again, send us your emails. Let us know your thoughts. Follow us on social media. All that information is below.
Yeah.
We want to thank again Ashley Causey for joining us.
That's right.
Thank Derek Jennings for joining us.
Yeah, man.
And man, we're just looking forward to what's ahead. And we'll see you guys the next time.
Yeah, we want to thank you.
Yeah, we want to
thank you. We want to thank you for taking the time and sitting there and watching these two guys talk about film and television, you know, stuff that we do every day. You know, we just want to thank you for being, you know, in this conversation with us. So until next time, peace.